Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of EcoScoop. I'm your host Tanushree, and today we are talking about the future of EVs and rooftop solars in India with someone who's leading in charge, CEO of Ecozaar, Mr. Kartik Gupta. Welcome to the show, Kartik.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, buying an EV or setting up rooftop solar should be simple, but in reality, it's filled with a lot of confusion, hidden costs, and lack of guidance. That's where Ecozaar comes in, making green mobility and clean energy more accessible, affordable, and hassle-free. So, today we'll explore Ecozaar's mission, the challenges of EV and RTS adoption, and even dive into the government's 2025 budget allotments for both sectors. So on 27 Jan, we had the launch of Ecozaar. So first of all, many congratulations.
To you too.
Yeah. So how does it feel and what exactly are we aiming with this launch?
So the feeling on 27th Jan was, of course, that I was able to sleep peacefully after a very long time, right? Because we had really sleepless nights and you were a party to that. We were trying to get the platform live. There were a lot of issues on APIs. There were, we had to sign the contracts with a lot of partners. So practically entire last month was very daunting for all of us. So 27th Jan, once the launch was done, of course, it was really peaceful, felt peaceful. Of course, I mean the launch event was a great event. All the OEMs participated, all the partners were there. We had representation from our investor community who also participated in that. Some of the future investors were there in that event. So yeah, it was a grand success and people really enjoyed it. We kept it simple. There was no boring presentation. There were just some flying videos around how we created the platform and the brand video, etc. So it was really a great event, and it felt really nice to finally launch something which you have been working on from almost a year.
Okay. So what exactly makes Ecozaar different? We have been covered in almost 50 plus publications, right? Like starting from Economic Times to Midday and latestly and the print. So what and getting covered is not an easy task, right? So how does Ecozaar in a way is making a niche? And what makes us different, basically?
So how Ecozaar started, of course, when we thought about this idea, it was supposed to be an e-commerce website. And when you think about an e-commerce website, you are looking at a purchase platform, and that's how we started in the first month. But when you start, of course, you do a lot of on-ground activities. So we started visiting some of the dealers. We were just, I was there and, another employee at that point in time. We were just two of us. We were going around many dealerships during that point in time. And during such visits, we realized that when we visited a dealership, and in fact, not one and many dealerships, we realized that the information about an electric vehicle in a dealership is not very encouraging, right? And when we were trying to buy as consumers an electric vehicle, where we were again and again being pushed to look at, say, ICE version of that particular vehicle. When we started dwelling upon that a little more, we took the dealership guy outside. We tried finding out a little more. We figured out that he's scared. Right, he has been there in that dealership for 3-4 years, and he knows all the consumers because they are repeat buyers, and he of course doesn't want his consumers to come back to him after a year, and he feels that maybe the technology is not still tested in the market, or at least he thinks it that way, that if the consumer has second thoughts about the vehicle after 6 months, 1 year, if the battery doesn't work, if if the technology doesn't work, then what his customer will blame him for it. And
so basically dealers themselves are scared. Okay, they themselves need that adoption and that mindset shift.
Yes, they needed that mindset shift. Of course, I'm talking about a year back, but at that point in time, we realized that think about consumers, right? We are talking about somebody who is in that business, who has an electric vehicle standing in his showroom, versus a consumer who doesn't know anything about it. He believes what you say. He believes either a discovery platform which is online, or otherwise he goes to the nearest dealer. Whatever interaction he's having through that dealership is what he believes in, right? And that is when we thought that our platform cannot just be a purchase platform, right? It has to first become a discovery platform where consumers are able to find out the right information. They are able to see that there are some of the myths which they have been carrying, or the market has been carrying, and those are really myths. And once we debunk those myths, probably adoption can happen in any technology which is there in place.
Okay, so the penetration and the adoption in EV segment itself is very rare. Sorry. Yeah, the EV adoption or the myths in EV sector itself so prominent. What about RTS segment? So are we far away from the adoption of RTS in India?
I would not say we are far away, because post the launch of Pradhan Mantri Muft Bijli Yojana, I think there has been a massive adoption in India on the rooftop solar, and as well as now industries in the are adopting to that technology. But yeah, there are I would say there are more myths which have to be solved for the consumers in a rooftop solar market than possibly electric two-wheeler market. Electric two-wheeler market is now, from last 1 year, with whatever efforts the industry has taken, whatever efforts the new OEMs have taken to debunk those myths, I think are working. On rooftop solar, there is still a clear gap in the mind of consumers. What will work if they don't have proper sun? If there is a shade, will it work? How does the net metering concept works? Will they get free electricity, or will they get paid for the rooftop solar which they have installed when they are providing the electricity to the government? So there are a lot of confusions in the mind of the consumer, right? And on top of it, it's not just an off-the-shelf product like electric two-wheeler, where you can just go to a dealership, pay 1,50,000 rupees and buy it. You have to figure out how many rooftop panels are required, how many inverters are required, how many kilowatt connection is required, whether net metering facility is available in your area, what subsidies are you going to get, whether loan facility is available at your at that particular location or for that particular asset. So there are a lot of things which are possibly required. The customer requires that information. And from that perspective, I would say that the gaps is slightly larger than electric two-wheelers.
Okay. Is the government helping in the adoption of rooftop solar in India?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Pradhan Mantri, Muft Bijli Yojana is doing well, is doing wonders. Now the budget has been increased to 20,000 crores in the recent budget. They are planning to install 10 million rooftop solars by FY27, which is a huge target. So government is doing enough on this particular piece, but the challenges, of course, remain. Challenges. The first challenge is the availability of finance.
Correct.
Right. The second challenge is availability of information.
Correct.
The third challenge is the disbursal of the subsidy, which still takes anywhere between 4 to 6 months of time. How that can be faster for the consumer? Can it be upfront? Can it be adjusted into the loan which the consumer is taking? So these are a few of the challenges which we still have to solve for. But yeah, we are there. I think mass adoption on rooftop solar has already started, and we definitely easily should achieve our target of rooftop solar in India.
Okay. So how does Ecozaar make RTS affordable? For people, let's say if there are, tier 2 cities or tier 1 cities who want to have RTS at their homes, who would not want to, have something which is free of charge, right? Going on a very clean energy mode. But how do we make people's life easier when it comes to the adoption of RTS?
So I mentioned 3 challenges. One was discovery and information around the rooftop solar as a product. The platform, first of all, focuses on that. We have a state-of-the-art calculator. You just have to put your electricity bill number, which is easily available on your consumer bill, which you get on a monthly basis. You just have to give that as an input. our calculator picks up the information of your last bill, combines it with geographical data, combines it with climatic data, and gives you an output of, first of all, what do you require to install, a roof? What capacity do you, should you install on your rooftop solar to have the same output as you are consuming today? It also tells you whether you're whether where you are wanting to install, whether that place is suitable for installation of the rooftop solar, right? So that solves a discovery problem. First of all, I have a 3 kilowatt connection at home. I have 2 ACs. I have, say, heaters, which is required in Delhi in the winter season. So what capacity do I exactly require is the first question in the consumer mind. We are trying to solve that beautifully on the platform. You should go and check that out, and it doesn't require too much of inputs. We are able to do it basis the various data capabilities which we have included. The second challenge is availability of finance. We have tied up with many financiers. Our parent company, which is Eco5, which believes in driving green finance in India, is one of the financiers on the platform. There are easy loans, digital loans available. You can apply on the platform, and you can immediately get approved on the platform itself. The third problem which I mentioned was the productization, right? When somebody goes to buy a product, he or she expects that I should pay a particular amount and I should get that product. You don't want to bother about how many panels should I buy, how many inverters should I buy, should I need a 3-meter wire or 5-meter wire, what are the capacitors which are required. I don't want to worry about that. So the last problem which we are solving is productizing the entire rooftop solar. So when you come to our platform, when you receive an output from our calculator, we also show you products which are bundled together, which are suitable for you and are stacked as per the price and the affordability. And you can choose a particular bundle according to your needs and affordability, and accordingly the loan gets sanctioned, and our EPC networks will come and contact you to install the rooftop solar at your house.
So does that mean that a person who earns 40,000 per month in a tier 2 city, he would be able to install a rooftop solar in his house without, or if at all, any upfront cost?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, see, the first thing is that the first principle is that over a period of time, your electricity bill should become to nil. Right? That's what the Yojana also targets at, right? Depending on your bill, say suppose if your bill is 3,000 rupees a month, which you are paying today for electricity, you are going to install a rooftop solar. The first thing is that your bill will become zero or near to zero, right? Which means you don't have to pay any electricity. Now, when you are saving for 3,000 a month, possibly that 3,000 a month can become your EMI of the loan which you are taking to install that particular rooftop solar on your house, right? And that EMI is, of course, for a limited period of time. So you will pay that EMI for, say, a 3-year period or a 4-year period or 5-year period, depending on what tenure of loan which you have taken. But post that, it's completely free, because a rooftop solar life is upwards of 25 years. So you're going to enjoy for the rest 20 years free electricity at your house.
So there's this a lot of compounding effect, like compounding savings.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
All right. So, can you please, kind of throw some light on the union budget? Like, what exactly did in the union budget, help out in terms of policies for RTS, or maybe, maybe any new incentives or subsidies that, the budget has introduced? Yeah.
So, budget has been very pro-green, so as to say. And since we have right now 2 categories on the platform, I would love to probably restrict my conversation to electric vehicles and rooftop solar. Electric vehicles, again, the stimulus has been largely towards local manufacturing, and hence on 35 capital goods, including some of the minerals which are required for local battery manufacturing, there is no custom duty on that.
Oh, wonderful.
So the local manufacturers can import the materials required, minerals required, and now can do the local manufacturing much cheaper. And now, of course, the impact of that is going to be seen possibly, in the next 6 months, 1 year later, when because of that, we are hoping that the electric vehicles and all these products will become cheaper in the market. On rooftop solar, as I said, that it has been increased to 20,000 crores from the earlier allocation of 11,200 crores. So there is a clear uptick in that allocation, which is expected to drive subsidies for at least 10 million homes by 2027. So yeah, government has done enough in the past, is continuing to drive towards the net zero emission agenda of India, and let's hope that we are able to add to that particular agenda through Ecozaar.
Okay, so this solar, installation, RTS installation, is it all end-to-end done by Ecozaar? And do we also, can we safely say that the RTS panels will pay for itself in the future?
Yeah, so Ecozaar, yes, does everything. You can come there, you can discover, as I said, post that you can make a purchase, either a full purchase, or you can take a loan on that particular purchase. It's a pretty easy process. And we then have contacts with our on-ground government authorized EPCs who come and contact and then install at your rooftop solar. So as to say, we do end-to-end, but of course we have our partner networks who help us to do it on the ground, but you don't have to worry about it. We handhold you from the discovery to purchase to the loan to till the time installation is complete at your house.
Okay. And this is basically with nominal upfront cost.
Yeah, so the upfront cost, if you're of course taking a loan, then the loan parameters apply. So most of the financiers will ask you to do a down payment of 10 to 15%, and the rest of course gets financed by the financier. Okay. That EMI, as I said, can easily be covered by the electricity bill which you are paying if you choose the right tenure. So your out of pocket is zero. Okay. And once you are done with the loan, then in that case, of course, rest is all savings for the next 20 years.
Okay. So basically, the adoption or the RTS installation is as easy as a phone EMI or a house EMI.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Okay. All right. So is this RTS adoption or installation, is this only for independent house, or is it also for apartments?
It is only for independent houses. It requires a particular roof area, open roof area, for it to be installed. So it cannot be done on apartments there. But yeah, of course, some of the apartments now, at least for their not if the residential needs, but the societies are installing it to at least cover for their the street light consumption or the motor pump consumption, etc. So we are not into that business right now. We are focusing on only residential rooftop solar as a category.
Okay. And what kind of post-purchase support we can offer to our consumers or people who want to install RTS?
So when we are talking about any product which is there on the platform, whether it is electric vehicles or rooftop solar, the first thing is that we are partnered with best of the names in the industry. For example, Tata Power, right? We have Vari. All these solar panels, or in inverters, we have Luminous. These are long tested names. Correct. In the Indian market. So from a product perspective, of course, there are product warranties which are there around these products which our partners are installing. From a post-purchase support, there are warranties available from these manufacturers, and they have their own service network if something is required, whether it is cleaning or servicing, etc. Everything is taken care of by the manufacturer network.
All right. So, what are the success stories? Like at least at Ecozaar per se, what RTS success stories we have to tell to our consumers, to tell to our audience?
So we are seeing very healthy, at least discovery traffic coming onto the platform, on both EVs as well as rooftop solar. So we are Now, of course, assuming that we are helping these consumers to make the right choices. Of course, some of these consumers have also decided to buy from us. So we have already, on the day of the launch, we gave about 6 vehicles on that particular day, and we continue to register a sale, every alternate day. So people are coming to the platform, and as the traffic increases to the platform, I'm sure we'll be able to help more consumers.
Okay, that's really wonderful. So what exactly capabilities are we expecting in the next month or next quarter for Ecozaar?
So there will be a lot of capabilities. If you remember, in the last podcast, I think we had touched upon exchange as a product. We are working on that capability to enhance it. You will see, a lot of campaigns around consumers being able to exchange their existing ICE vehicles to the new EV, vehicle without any hassles, without talking or without haggling for price, etc. That is, of course, one. Second, we are also getting more OEMs, more financiers on board, so that consumers have a choice to choose from. Today, we are partnered with most of the large OEMs which you can think of, whether it is Ola, whether it is Ather, and of course TVS, Bajaj. All the vehicles are available on the platform, but we are hoping to get some more products on the platform, like Honda. Ultraviolet has come up with is planning to come up with a product in the scooter category. So we do plan to get all these OEMs on board, as well as financials on board.
Okay. So is there any other thing apart from EVs and RTS that might become the sustainable, future of India?
So how we see Ecozaar is not just a EV marketplace or a rooftop marketplace. We feel that this consumer has a ethos, right? And that he's interlinked with the word green.
Correct.
And we have already seen that a consumer who has earlier purchased a rooftop solar has also shown inclination to purchase an electric vehicle, right? So there is a sort of a wire which is connected in in the mind of a consumer to these products, and hence we do feel that consumer durables and many other sustainable categories can come onto the platform at a later point in time. But yeah, that is in future.
Okay. All right. So any message to people who are still hesitant to buy EV scooters or RTS installation?
The time is now. If you are going to think that it will become cheaper or it will become better, I think we have already crossed the learning cycle. Most of the manufacturers have also crossed the learning cycle. You should not be worried about when you are making a purchase. There are good OEMs, good manufacturers, who are making these products. If you have trusted their ICE engine vehicle products, you can of course trust their electric vehicles also. There is, technology has come a long way. The batteries now are running for longer. The service networks have got sorted, right? And hence the time is now. Please make a purchase now. Go to Ecozaar today, discover your product and make a purchase.
So Kartik, for a vehicle which is on the upfront of 1 lakh or goes to approximately 1.5 lakh, especially for the Gen Zs and the young generation of today, how do you think they will be able to afford this? Are there any leasing options, or is there any some offer or cashback that we are giving? So
there are exciting offers on the platform. We are claiming to be the cheapest electric vehicle provider today. Try and check our prices. But of course, for the young generation, as you asked, we have also seen that people don't want to own a particular asset today.
Okay.
Right? And that's the change which we are seeing, and we have already seen this change possibly in some of the international markets where there is no ownership of that particular asset, and it is taken on subscription, from from the market. So we are also trying to do something which is innovative. You can come to us. You can choose your tenure, whether 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and you can get your product possibly at half the amount of EMI which you would have paid otherwise to a financier. How we are able to do it is pretty simple. The life of the asset is say 6 years, 8 years, and if you are only owning it for 3 years, and if you are only using it for 3 years, we'll charge you for those 3 years. So from that concept of innovative financing is how the product's created. We are able to, for example, give a Bajaj Chetak electric vehicle at 999 rupees per month. Nobody can imagine that we can do it at 999. Of course, that's available with the exchange program, but that's almost like it is lesser than the petrol cost of what you must be refueling on your ICE engine vehicle today. So if you have an ICE engine vehicle today in which you are filling petrol for 1500 rupees, 2000 rupees a month, no need to do that. Come to Ecozaar, apply for exchange, give back the old product to us, no questions asked. Take the new product from us, for the next 3 years. You get it at 999 rupees per month starting.
Okay. So basically, at the cost of 1 week's petrol, we are getting a new brand bike.
Yes.
New brand bike, and that too, on a new brand bike that you can land home. Are there also test drives available, or is it?
There are no test drives today on the platform, and in future, do we want to get it? I think that question will be answered possibly as we move along. But as of now, our belief is that the new generation doesn't want to do a test drive. I think they rely on social media platforms. They rely on a lot of content which is available and has already been tested by somebody else in the market who is probably who knows about that particular subject a little more. So that's why you see a lot of influencer videos coming in around various products. I also, for example, made a decision to buy my vehicle online. Right? I never went for a test drive there. I just had 2-3 hours of YouTube time, so as to say, and from there I could make up my mind which vehicle I should buy and purchase, basically. So I think that's where the generation is moving, and if you have the right advice, which you can take it from Ecozaar as a platform. You can also view our blogs, you can also view our videos and the reviews around these vehicles which are available. Understand what suits you on the platform, and accordingly then decide to purchase it from us or outside.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, is it safe to say that one day we might also have our vehicles in 10 minutes? Like, is it safe to say, just like Zepto, Blinkit has iPhone in 10 minutes or a laptop in 10 minutes? So can we also expect, a vehicle in 10 minutes?
Yeah, it reminds me of something which I saw about a couple of weeks back, wherein a Skoda car was getting delivered to a consumer in 10 minutes. So never say no. For everything, there is a market available. On the platform, we would definitely try and solve for the wait time which the consumer has to go through today to own a vehicle. And we will definitely very soon come back with a very innovative solution around it.
Okay, all right. So speaking about all this green mobility and clean energy, what is everybody's going gaga about it. Why is that? Is it because of the recent air quality news that we have heard a lot? Or is it about I believe that in Nikhil Kamat's podcast, we saw that the air quality in Mumbai, it was so bad that the guest was wearing a mask and sitting. So
So I think of course there is a very serious angle to this particular question which we all fail to realize, and I think all of us want to live in the moment, and that's the culture which is growing. But I think there has to be a very serious thought given to this, that what will the next generation, what will be the next generation breathe or drink, depends on what changes you can make to to the country or to the to the climate today. And from that perspective, I think all of us carry that responsibility, towards the Mother Earth, towards nature, towards ensuring that the generations ahead are able to breathe good quality air, are able to, have access to, clean resources of water, food, etc. And if you don't take a step today, it's going to be too late. And I think all these, initiatives from the government as well as the clean energy instruments which are available in the market, whether it is not to consume electricity but to consume solar power or to have electric vehicle, are directed towards that. And I think each one of us should also keep that in mind when we are making our next purchase. There are small steps which count. Of course, buying a EV, buying a rooftop solar is a big step. But even small steps, today we are wearing wrinkled clothes.
Correct.
Because we are celebrating something called Wrinkle Day, right? Which means that we have not used electricity, we have not used iron to iron our clothes, etc. These very small steps count towards what we are trying to drive. And I would encourage everybody to take small steps as well as large steps if you can, and if it makes sense for you to protect and drive clean energy agenda.
Okay. Kartik, this has been an eye-opening conversation. And Ecozaar isn't just selling EVs and solar, it is changing how India adopts clean energy. So any last words for our listeners?
If you're thinking about switching to EVs or solar, now is the best time. And with Ecozaar, it's never been easier. Ecozaar, har EV or solar ka bazaar. This is just the start, so don't forget to hit subscribe, follow Ecozaar and stay tuned. See you next time.
Sorry. This segment, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
जी, and ये थोड़ा स्लो हो रहा है यार. थोड़ा स्लो हो रहा है तो मेरे को
पंखा भी नहीं मिलेगा ना? ठीक है.
माइक में कैसे?
अच्छा, ठीक है, फाइन.
ये कट कर लेना, ठीक है.